are left open.
All right. The question is asked. Now let's see how well the Chinese production team is on top of their tie game. Let's find out what the answer is going to be. We will tell you potentially after this game, potentially after this series, maybe in the next commercial break, if the Chinese production team is on point. Don't believe me that it just asked it. Well, just wait for it.
No, he has. He very much has. I would like to request a new co-caster, please. As we do see both Malfurion and Tracer being banned out here.
All right. Just showed it very briefly to the audience as well. Don't want to show you any of my naughty Skype secrets, though, so removed it immediately. So yeah, let's get back into serious mode, back to casting KT versus CE. No Tracer, no Malfurion, actually. So this is one of those rare scenarios in which we're going to have to find out which of the more, let's say, quote-unquote, old-school supports is going to come out here. Because I'm pretty sure one of the teams is going to pick Stukov. Ever since the Western Clash and Eastern Clash, we saw how much value this hero was able to get. It actually first picked immediately here, because I'm pretty sure CE would have otherwise snatched it away. So 365, a pretty strong Rhaegar player, actually one of his most played supports. Are we going to find him on that hero again? We will find out soon.
Overwatch Assassins immediately coming in here with that Genji and Junkrat. Immediately responded with the closest the Warcraft universe has to a Overwatch Assassin in the form of Greymane.
Greymane immediately picked here. I definitely do like it. Now, what's oftentimes important to consider is the fact that if you go for a Stukov, you should definitely have at least one, better even two, heroes that can blow up people very fast, because you really want to lock people down in that lurking arm and then collapse on that hero while the hero is defenseless, while it can't use defensive mechanisms, while it can't use mobility to get out of harm's way. So if you were to pick a hero like, let's say, Gul'dan and maybe, I don't know, Vala, although Vala's not really part of the meta, but just in case, oftentimes you would lack the burst damage to maybe kill that target immediately. But the Greymane already catering towards that playstyle, I really do like it.
It's going to be pretty good to begin with, but what is the ban to try and nerf this down a bit? Potentially a little bit more engage-heavy tank to go with that Tyrael. That would have been a very solid choice. Tyrael Garrosh, we've seen them repeatedly work very well together. Speed boost into Garrosh flips is good, and the counter in response is going to be the Anubarak, removing that potential removal of the certification.
No, don't do this to me, CE. Don't go for Johanna compositions again. It lost you the game yesterday. Oh.
As long as it's not solo tank, I'm okay with it. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt here.
Okay, Tetra, I will believe
they're going to pick something else to go along with it. So, like, even Leoric, I would be accepting of, like sort of pseudo tanks.
Yeah, they definitely need a secondary frontliner now. Like solo tank Johanna compositions, they're so one-dimensional. Johanna, while she is good in certain situations, don't get me wrong, she's just the most predictable warrior ever. She doesn't have gap closers. She doesn't have high mobility to really surprise people from the flanks. If you just kite her, if you just ignore her while the Iron Skin is live, then there's almost nothing she can do. So I would love to see a Blaze maybe, providing a little bit more engage into the backline, providing a little bit more protection even. So let's see what CE is going to come up with here.
You know what? This is how crazy China is, because I forgot Blaze existed for a while there. It's just how he's so highly picked elsewhere, but he's just completely ignored so far in the games today. As Diablo comes in, adding to that bit more aggression. The Blaze, like you suggested. I just forgot he existed until you said his name.
Yeah. Like, it's crazy. It's actually crazy. Like, China firsthand experienced at the Eastern Clash how much value a Blaze was able to get when they played against Korean teams over and over again. They were demolished, absolutely defeated. And yet, it seems that most teams are refusing to accept the power of the Fire Bat. I mean, sure, the bunker was nerfed a little bit, but does it really take away so much power from Blaze that he's unplayable? I don't think so.
Oh.
What?
Huh. So, it's not a double tank comp, it's a double support comp. I am... okay, CE, you had my interest. Now you have my attention. Show me what this is. I'm very... Like, is this going to be a Lufel on the Karazim as a return, or are we seeing, like... Because Zuyu's the melee flex, right? So it would be Zuyu Karazim? Is that what we're seeing?
Nah, I think it's going to be a Lufel on Genji, probably Zuyu on Karazim, but It's hard to say who's... Actually, you may have a point. Maybe it is Alufal on that Kharazim back at it. But, Tetcher, they may have your interest, but they also have my doubts. I really don't think... I mean, okay, they are the better team on paper, so maybe with raw mechanics and better gameplay, better understanding of the game, CE can pull this off. From a drafting point of view, I think they just lost hard. The Diablo, they do have tank shredding potentially, only if Kharazim goes 7-sided strike, though. And even then, Diablo could potentially be protected by Turiel shields, by a sanctification that may come through. So I'm a little bit skeptical, especially if you think about the map too. Wave clear, Kharazim adds none to it. Junkrat is maybe okay at best, but look at what KT have drafted. The Gul'dan, so much early game pressure. I remain skeptical, but I would love to be proven wrong. I really want Kharazim to find his way back into the meta a little more because I like the hero. I think it's quite flashy.
If this was anyone who wasn't Genji, I would suggest that perhaps this is a Bloodlust comp.
Ooh, yeah, maybe.
Like, even Johanna can, like, she doesn't get great auto attacks, but she can certainly slow down the enemies to give auto attacks value. But it's Genji. Genji not exactly known for speedy shuriken powers. Yeah. So, I don't know. This is... Like, Bloodlust definitely doesn't affect Dragonblade, right? I'm definitely not crazy on that. That would be awful if that was the case.
No. It doesn't give you cooldown reduction or anything. It would make Genji faster, though. Like, he would run faster, that's for sure.
That's true. Can you imagine if Dragonblade was affected by attack speed bonuses? That'd be
that would be pretty insane. That would be pretty insane.
Genji. That would return Genji to first ban every game, or just ban out all the attack speed bonuses. But there's too many of them. But yeah, this is ancestral for Genjis.
Yeah. What I'm also a little concerned about Tetra is the fact that Kharazim struggles from similar issues as Uther does against Gul'dan, right? He's a melee character, a melee support, if you will. So naturally, he becomes an easier target to horrify, right? So if he gets horrified, he may be taken out of the battle long enough for KT to swing it around. But anyways, speaking of KT, guys, we're going to introduce them here for you for the first time. On Tomb of the Spider Queen, we have Hope playing the Gul'dan, Kaitu on Diablo, TWT plays the Stukov, Lycia on Turiel, and Zizm on the Greymane.
Quite like the name Zizm.
Yeah, let's call him Zizm.
ZSM. So I like Zizm. On the right-hand side is going to be Challenge with Alufal on Genji, Wind on Johanna, 365 on Rhaegar, KTY playing the Junkrat, and it is in fact, for the first time I believe, going to be Zuyu on this Kharazim. Can he live up to the hype brought by his ally and teammate Alufal?
All right, interesting. So Zuyu is indeed on that Kharazim. I mean, he is the team's melee flex player, and naturally, Kharazim has a lot of elements that make for a great melee flex. So no longer does Kaitu have the shadow charge. It becomes an easy target. Immediately focused down. Beautifully done here. In the meantime, though, Greymane was able to sniff his way down to the bottom lane, and if CE doesn't respond in time, they're going to lose an entire minion wave worth of experience. But Junkrat is already in the way, so nice first blood against KT. Nice for CE after all.
Interesting that it is going to be Junkrat in the bottom lane, so it's going to be the two ranged heroes actually going into that solo lane against each other. And Kharazim in the rotation. Interesting to see here, despite the fact I'm not going for an insight when he can stack build, so very little reason for him to be here, considering he has less wave clear, but more sustain than Junkrat. So it's going to be all up to Junkrat to try and get at least some value in the bot lane, because he does have a really solid push potential. Now Kharazim is actually going to start doing mercenaries.
Yeah, definitely true. Kharazim can definitely do that. One of the few supports next to Rhaegar, maybe, and Stukov, who's capable of doing those camps very handsomely. Jukov, sorry. Jukov and Stunkred. No, it's the Junkrat.
Jukov, second we start seeing Stukov dodging all the abilities, I want Jukov to become the thing, and I will be excited for it.
Okay, I'm done.
Not sure about Stunkrat, though. Not sure we can do anything with that one. As we do see Lycia returning to his team. CE actually just turning in their gems as they're getting them. Just continuing the rotations as quick as they can.
Alright. Sorry, guys.
This bottom lane has had 3 different heroes in it in the short time of its existence from the side of CE. Alufal, Zuyu, and KTY have all spent a little bit of a tenure in this bottom lane, rotating around just to make sure mercenaries are taking at maximum efficiency and speed.
Yeah, those siege giants in the bottom lane are oftentimes so underrated when you play on Tumor Spider Queen, because they, as you said, provide so much distraction, so much pushing power that oftentimes they will buy you enough of a time window to get those first gems turned in. And that's exactly what CE did here, by the way. 16 out of 50, while their opponents still have none paid over. Kaitu, once again in trouble. A little bit of grenades coming over the wall, but not enough to take down the Lord of Terror. The healing fountain saves him for now.
Devil's Due, just too valuable there. That absolutely could have turned around if he hadn't been able to pick that up, and the Junkrat grenades might have been able to catch him. But with that just crazy healing output, he can get some pretty good value.
All right, looks like more gems are being paid in. And despite the fact that I was a little worried about the wave clear capabilities of CE, so far they're doing a pretty admirable job of keeping the lanes clean and actually dominating those early turn-in points. Here comes the Mercenary Camp, though. Look at that, though. KT completely ignoring and neglecting the Mercenary Camp. No value whatsoever. Sure, they're going to get a little bit of damage onto the towers, but CE has no issues whatsoever in cleaning them up.
Karazim, interestingly enough, going for the Earth ally to try and deal with that Grey Mane. Just needs to be careful to not get it killed off by Gul'dan, and no extra healing, because, well, Rhaegar already has the healing totem. Those two do stack, because they are differently named abilities, so they do stack on top of each other in terms of their healing output. But it would still be super weird to see a life ally and a healing totem.
Exactly. The Earth ally is definitely an ability that you can never go wrong with, even if the enemy team doesn't have any strong hitting basic attackers. It's going to get you so much value throughout the course of the game. Hold that thought. Alufo getting a little cheeky here, getting silenced as well, and that was more than he could chew here for sure. That beautiful silence there from Stuka, preventing him from using the Swift Strike immediately back out of there. So, although the first turn was used, he is, you know, making those super aggressive plays that I don't really understand. All they needed to do was just wait for the spiders to arrive and then use a little bit more of a safer approach to maybe dive behind the backline.
Yeah, I mean, there is going deep for a kill, and then there is going in too deep and trying to keep up above in your head, as we see Kaitu getting forced back here by Wind.
Now, are we going to see a 7-sided strike? I'm really interested in level 10 here for CE, because, of course, it is a good tank shredding ability, but I think Tyrael, if he's on point with the shields and the sanctifications, it could completely whiff and have no value at all. Nice shadow charge here, slamming Johanna against the wall, but in return, Diablo also took so much damage.
I will actually be shocked if this is not a 7-sided strike here. They need that kind of percentage damage, as Junkrat and even Genji just do not offer it. It's a good follow-up to a Sanctification, actually, if you can time it well enough. And, of course, Diablo wants to dive in. Punish him for going in if he wants to go in alone. If you can get a good 7-sided strike, you just got to try and juggle the positioning of Tyrael and Diablo if you want to use it on the tank shredding abilities. And if not, it's just good at catching the isolated heroes, which Johanna might be able to set up for them. Or even Junkrat with the concussion grenades.
Yeah, Licia on that Tyrael, turning in, or trying to turn in all those gems. In the meantime, Wind trying to stall the turn in of KT a little bit, but by actually going overly aggressive into it, he achieved quite the opposite with the death of Johanna. I don't think they can do anything now to stop KT from getting all those juicy gems in there. Yep, 32 and 10. That's exactly enough. Oh, Alufo! You cheeky menu.
Sleeky deny, 365. Was looking for a totem, not able to land it. It wasn't off cooldown, and as such, has to rejoin his team. So, first turn in for first turn in of KTs. So they're going to see if they can get themselves up to level 10 at about the same time CE would, if they can maybe get a tower or two of this.
Yeah, the good thing for CE here is they are going to get level 10. So with that massive advantage, they're going to be able to shut down any, any annoying pushing attempts by KT pretty hard. And secondly, of course, the web viewers of the blue team are quite far behind, so they need a little bit longer until they even reach CE defenses here. So this shouldn't prove to be too big of an obstacle for CE to defend here. Even Junkrat is having a jolly good time in the bottom lane. Needs to be careful, though. 4 members, actually the entire team. Oh, cheeky one. Riptide.
Here comes the Riptide, right into fort range. Easy kill. KT,
wow.
1v1v Gul'dan. Beautiful kill.
Gets schooled right there. Beautifully done. KTY with the big plays, shutting down any pushing attempts in the bottom lane single-handedly, my man.
As Zism moves in, clears up the lane, and those web weavers got absolutely taken out so quickly. Now with both teams' heroics available, everything except for Riptide, which was obviously just used for murdering, as we see the retreat coming out here by CE, just retaking position. They don't actually have enough for a turn, and yes, they do. I can't count.
Yeah, that's actually enough here, the 42. That is a good number, but they need to pay it all in at once here.
No, it's not enough. Come on, Brain.
I just trusted you blindly there. See, I gotta go with it.
Yeah, no,
I'm
you
too lazy.
You shouldn't. No quick math here. X was 51.
Tetra,
now it's
to play
54.
it cool. Nobody would have noticed.
Look, we have an obligation to pretend that we know what we're doing here. A CE moves in, Wind trying to protect. Nice cleanse onto Zuyu here. Needs to be careful of that route as Zuyu just begins piling the pressure onto Diablo. The Blessed Shield is used. They begin moving in. Here comes Tyrael. Sanctification could be available as the Horrified starts to split the seam. Sanctification keeping Greymane alive as Hope takes so much damage in the backline, but Stukov keeping him alive. Focus on Telesia and they take him down.
Wow, almost full HP on all of those CE members here, and that was actually so well played by Zuyu. That was exactly how he needed to play it, dodging the Horrify with a 7-sided strike. Now, that probably won't happen all day, every day, right? But if it happens, it's so huge because that means Karazim won't be affected from the healing. He will be able to continue helping Rhaegar and keeping everyone alive, and that's exactly what they did. Didn't even have to use the Ancestral Healing nor the Extract. That's how clean that team fight started off for CE. And speaking of clean, all those lanes are de-pushed, so all those lanes are actually close to the enemy structures, and that means much, much value to be obtained if they don't lose one aggressively now, like they did in the past. All they need to do now is play it safe. Play it safe.
7-sided, keeping Karazim alive. He's out of the Apocalypse. He does dashes to minions, running for freedom, but can't get to 365 in time. Now 365 having to Ancestral onto the Johanna here. They've bitten off more than they can chew here. This is the retreat out of CE. But the Webweavers getting value, allowing them to attempt a turnaround here. This is so risky for exactly this reason. Diablo so punishing and Greymane, so much damage. Picks up the kill on Rhaegar.
Yeah, and once again, I mean, sure, this time around, although CE lost a couple of team members, it's not going to be as disastrous because of those Webweavers already getting structural value. But once again, it was a little bit greedy, a little bit over the top here. Genji might get a kill on the Dibbles. Never mind, they get the Stuka first with that purple goo assist from the Webweaver. Well done.
So close to killing Diablo as well there. That was very close. But now CE going to continue to push in and pile on the pressure as I have to do a quick refresh.
No worries, Kaitu and Hope, they're trying to maybe save the top keep. It was pressured already. In the meantime, bottom as well under heavy siege. Felicia's back on the Tyrael, tries to go for the Genji. He's too fast, too furious though. And as a result, although I still do want to point out the sloppiness of CE, losing members when they shouldn't lose them, it was good this time. Still so much value for them to be gained.
CE, they seem to be... they're such a good team that they do seem to take those weird decisions of, yeah, this seems like a good time to fight, when it's not always going to be. So it is still a bit risky here as Wind poking in, gets a denial on the turn-in, moves in for a second one. That's a good job. There's easy enough gems available for KT to turn in, so CE, they need to delay this.
Yeah, a clean Iron Skill here to really shut down any Shadow Charge value from the Diablo. Look at how deep Zuyu is going for this. The Red Tire dealing terrible damage onto the blue team's backline. Here comes the Sanctification. All the most powerful weapons, except for the Apocalypse and the Horrifies, have been used for KT. Here comes the X-Strike.
X go give it to you. They take out Stukov, but Karazim also killed in the exchange. But look at the health bars. This is what CE wanted. Lucia is actually going to be able to get away here, and so will Kaitus, even with those low health bars. They can't pick up the kill, and the turnaround by Diablo. Windows attacking through it. Ancestral lands. Genji picks up the kill. That was dangerous, but they did get the kill.
Yeah, I think it was actually dangerous for KT, right? Because although Johanna looked like an easy target, like an easy kill, you can never discount the value of Iron Skin here. She baited that into... Lufel remembered that all of the team members of KT were brought to low health before, so he quickly Swift Striked in and got a kill, get out to safety, and that's all she wrote here. And no value for KT. Unfortunately, instead, they're going to have to spend so much time defending all the various lanes, allowing CE easily to get another turn in, potentially, if they get a couple more gems. But they're turning in without being bothered right now. Wonderful spot for CE to be in.
That is pretty decent for them. Like we said, they lose a member every now and again. And also, honestly, I think Zuyu may have overestimated the abilities of 7-sided strike, dropping it on all 5 members as opposed to, you know, a single member for burst, which isn't much damage. 7% on like 5 heroes isn't ideal. Like 14% on 2 of them.
Look at Wind. He's hiding behind the corner, baiting Diablo to go in here. He's finding the Rhaegar, but he doesn't have the double shadow charge. He's not 16 just yet. The cleanse onto Joanna. She's on the chase now. This is time for CE to China. Backdoor! Riptire here, hitting the backline. Here comes the Senko.
And they separated out Diablo there. Easy kill, Sag getting nothing. See, just very patient. Extract, a little bit of a miss there. They dodged the Horrify. Well, the Zuyu does not dodge the Horrify, but Zuyu gets taken out as Zizm turns around and just picking up kills here. And the turnaround by Diablo. Good Apocalypse, but that's still a 3 for 2.
Yeah, Zizm, though, escaping, and that was huge because they finally shut down the killing spree of Genji, who it looked to me like he was getting all those kills, but in that narrow choke point, of course, he's the perfect bait, the perfect prey for the Diablo combo here. But once again, as you said, Tetra, a 3 for 2. Definitely CE coming out on top here after that brawl. They also have enough to turn in this time. They could even think about maybe starting the boss here the moment Karazim and Genji come back, but they're playing it safely. They're trying to get the gems in slowly but surely.
Indeed, they are. And like we said, Zizm, just such good mobility there. Being able to like just drop damage to try and keep himself alive from Genji. Second, Genji turns around into his ally. He just leaps in and picks up that kill as well. Sorry, Karazim this was. Just able to follow his own mobility, very patient with his abilities.
So up to this point, I think every single Sanctification was kind of subpar, right? The Sanctification was never used to protect anyone, but we can't really blame the Turiel player too much for it, because I think KT in the first place as a team should start those team fights way differently. It should be them with Diablo to maybe go in, and after follow up with the Greymane and the Turiel, there should be a Sanctification to support the aggression. Up to this point, they're always the reacting team. Now with 16 though, fighting in even terms, this is what I wanted to see here. But once again, Diablo playing a little bit too patiently. He's waiting for someone to be near a wall. Just not sure if that's going to go well in the long term of things, in the grand scheme of things.
As we see the potential opportunity for a Sank 7-sided, just a little bit of damage. Sank is good. Horrify used in the background, and they do kill off the Riptide this time. Junkrat coming in from behind as the Apocalypse does pretty much only hit Zuyu. And, well, despite not being able to pick up a kill, they have forced a pretty decent disengage from CE. Yeah. CE choosing not to pursue this much further rather than pushing up the minion wave.
Yeah, I was going to say, the side lanes in the meantime, they were pushing all along here. The bottom lane has fallen. Top lane under heavy, heavy siege. Only Gul'dan here to take care of Junkrat. That's not going to be enough. So, with the way KT was playing, right, it was basically time's ticking against them. So they either force engage right off the get-go, go all in on that call, or they play way more defensively. They let the towers in the middle go down, but use that time while they can to save either top or bottom. The way they played it, unfortunately, it was not very efficient. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, not very efficient indeed. So CE, they move back to the turn-in areas. They're once again kind of on the situation of guarding, because seeing as they weren't able to get kills, which they really would have wanted in that earlier situation, there's still 44 gems on Diablo and 80 gems in total. Easy enough for the second turn-in that would be available for KT. They move up to scout the boss. Oh my god, they've started the boss.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to see here. That's exactly what they need to do. Go all in, force a reaction from the enemy team, while realizing that Karazim is nowhere to be found. They actually saw the bottom camp taken over, so that must have been their go-to tell. You know what? Karazim was probably doing the mercenary camp, so we need to make something happen here. But already, it takes too much time. CE is too slippery, too elusive to actually get caught. If you look at it, Junkrat, Karazim, they're all super immune, almost super well-equipped to deal with any form of lockdown, and Diablo's having a tough time at the moment.
Karazim is just pushing lanes at the moment. A turn-in does come in from KT. Very smart here. Horrify onto Junkrat, looking for the kill. Ancestral not even close to landing. Karazim arriving from behind. 7-sided, keeping him alive. Able to get out of the Stuck Off silence as well. Extract on the backline. Not able to kill off TWT here. Pretty good damage control from KT. Able to pick up the kill and not lose anything. And with that web beaver spawning, they've actually saved their core, which was taking shield damage.
Yeah, this Web Weaver wave is not there to deal any colossal damage onto the enemy structures. It's merely a defensive measure tool, right? They're keeping their own lane safe and sound. They're keeping their core alive, which is the most important thing as well. And maybe now with the death of Junkrat, beautiful lockdown there on him, maybe they can get something done here. The Holy Ground and the silence actually preventing Karazim from re-entering, but he is a mobile man. He is going to use that dash over the wall. Fantastic. And you know what? See, they can give up that fort. They're level 20 now. All they need to do is wait until they're 5 again and then fight with Stormshade Talons.
KT clean up the catapults in top lane as well. As like we said, they are down keeps. Storm tier talents is something they can wait towards if they can get another turn in, which they will have enough gems for another. Actually, they're going to be just short of gems for another chain turn in. But with level 10 available here, moving on to Johanna, Indestructible is available, so she will actually survive this. They turn around the upgraded seven-sided strikers, they move in forwards. Sanctification this time is beautiful. Riptire getting nothing here as Junkrat is able to just siege in from behind. They're able to kill off the Gul'dan, raining in the fire with that spread volley, and the Genji's picking up the kills. Rhaegar is chasing down Diablo with the slows, and Genji picks up the kill with that upgraded X-Strike.
Yeah, beautifully done here. We could actually see Epiphany coming out here for Kharazim at level 20, which allows him to get 2 stacks of Radiant Dash back immediately, and that's
fists.
so... Sorry?
Wave 100 Fists
is
the upgraded talent name, which is the main damage here.
So, yeah, we see the Epiphany so huge when it comes to escaping all that CC from Diablo. Allows him to actually get more damage done with Way of the 100 Fists as well. Fantastic synergy here with the Kharazim talents. And I think Kaito realizes he's a happy Diablo. He knows there's nothing he can do to save that core. He was a tiny Diablo also without any souls. He lost them all in the previous engagement. So CE taking game number 1, Tetra, in beautiful, spectacular fashion. No signs of weaknesses here this game.
Yeah, with a slightly unusual draft, and at the